Hey guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. The T-Man, why I'm a little bit upset, which I am. A few things about where I think we've ended up at the end of 2020 because of him in part, and how all of that affects you. Yep, let's talk about that. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some things I've been thinking about over the last, and really observing over the last few months. I think it's important. I want to share with you a few things I'm upset about. I'm not trying to make anybody upset. There may be a few people upset, but that's not my goal today. I want to have a conversation with all y'all, and then finally, again, share with you how all of this affects you right where you live. Buckle up. Hey, today's video is brought to you by TACPACK. I shared with you yesterday about their upcoming monster January box. It's going to be huge, but you have to order while it's still December. TikTok, y'all. TACPACK sends a monthly box of awesome stuff right to your door. And right now, to get a free grab bag with your January box, just use code JohnnyB when you place your order. The link is right down below. Now, this next part's kind of fun. I'm fumbling with it. There's a lot of stuff in my lap right now. TACPACK was supposed to send, they did send a box for yesterday's video. It's huge. It's full of all sorts of stuff. I can't even start going through it. It didn't get in time for yesterday's ad, or I was going to do some like pretty shots and show y'all what kind of comes in a typical TACPACK, but it's good. I'm going to give it away. Just leave a comment down below. Hey, Johnny, give me the TACPACK. Something so I know who you are. I'll use a random generator. Let me throw this box. I'll use a random generator and get that off to one of y'all and out in the mail tomorrow. So just leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Get those TACPACKs ordered while it's still December, and it's the January box. It's going to be huge. Code JohnnyB for a grab bag. Finally, yesterday I said this. Those grab bags and the monthly box for January will ship separately, so it's coming. To all of y'all, thank y'all for all the support last night and really the day before. I had a really good week with y'all so far, and it's only Wednesday. Thank you for crushing those thumbs up. Comments down below, awesome. Really, really appreciate y'all keeping the algorithm going. Comments down below are cool too, so thank you. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about some things I've been thinking about. I did a radio show this morning for a radio station in California, and I was sharing some things, and they're like, you need to talk more about that. It's some things I've been thinking about. I'm not happy with the T-Man, but I know people immediately, bang, will jump on me. Johnny, he's our only hope. Oh no, he's not our only hope. But I also want to say very clearly, I voted for him 4 times. 2 primaries and 2 major elections. So I voted for him. So we're on the same side here. Like, I get that. But that doesn't change how I feel. I talked a little bit about that. In fact, I went almost 4 years without mentioning the man's name. But I think we're at the point now where things have eroded in the Second Amendment where we need to have a conversation about that. Now, I'm not talking about what's going on right now or in Georgia or what's going on with the child sniffer. It's not about that. I'm talking about the Second Amendment and how things have seriously eroded, and we need to be aware of all of that. Now, every culture has things that it worships. In part, the Greeks, they worshipped youth big time, and that was part of the reason that they went into decline. The other part, of course, was the Romans. There was several other reasons, some biological. But also, speaking of the Romans, they had things that they really worshiped: strength, might, youth. And that affects how the entire culture goes forward and how they operate in their world. Our culture really used to value wisdom. You watch old movies and it's kind of funny. You'll see people mention like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds in really old movies, like 30s and 40s, and they'll say, oh, he's just a kid. He doesn't know anything yet. That was a time period. Ask your parents or grandparents about it. You didn't know nothing until you were 40-something years old. 20s and 30s were learning years. 40s and 50s were earning years. You didn't even hire people. They didn't even know what they were doing. You were an apprentice for a long, long time. There's a lot of cultures that did that, our culture included. We really had, one of the things that we valued was wisdom, time, hard-earned value of time, because somebody coming to work maybe on the piping at your house who's been in business 35 years, they've got a lot of knowledge. Now, we have since transitioned. This is an oversimplification, but we now worship, I think, one of the primary things that we worship in this country besides sports is we worship youth. And we really do. Young folks, like young and beautiful is really, really, really what we go after. And hand in hand with that, literally hand in hand with that, is celebrity worship. So we worship things of youth. You're old and over the hill at 40. And cranky old guy talking, by the way, stay off my lawn. But we're also in a time where we worship celebrity. Like, we hang on every word that Taylor Swift says. Like, she can't choose a man, she chose the child sniffer. Yeah, ooh, she had something to say. She had a little tidbit she tweeted it. And we, as a culture, we worship that. We also worship sports. It's a different situation. But in many ways, the Church of America today is NFL in some ways. Don't bang at the keyboard and tell me I don't watch NFL. Well, I don't either. But it's part of who we are. Now, I said all that to say this. We fell into, and by we, our culture, and especially the right culture, the conservatives, right side, fell into the trap of moving a public servant into the role of celebrity. And we did that with the T-Man. I voted for him 4 times. Calm yourself. But we did in many ways. Now, I get it. It was so cool. In a lot of ways, it was so fun to watch him hammer and pound on the mainstream media. Didn't put up in press conferences. Did not put up with garbage from them. That was fantastic. To that, I mean, I have sat in front of the TV watching clips and YouTube. I don't watch a lot of like mainstream news. I haven't turned on the mainstream news in almost 10 years. But I'll pass it. It's on the TVs. I'll see it here and there. And I'll watch little clips. I like when he sticks it to the mainstream. That was fantastic. I thought it was kind of fun watching these long Trump trains, like these tens of thousands of cars lining up and people standing in line. He came here a while back and it was really cool for people that got to go and rally around it. I one time stopped at the airport and took a picture of his plane. That was kind of cool. So I get it that to say, hey, this is kind of cool. I think we elevated way too far to the point of cult and oh my gosh, give me an autograph status. And it shouldn't be that way with a public servant. That doesn't mean he's the devil. Stop it. I'm not going that far. I'm just saying there are some challenges. I said all that to say this. Because of that hero worship, even in the 2A community, you can't say something bad because they will. And those people will bang away in my comment section saying, Johnny, it was the Dems. They held him back. He's here to drain the swamp. Well, the swamp's doing pretty good. He didn't build a wall. Here's where I start to get a little bit twitchy. And I get it, he was up against a lot. I get it, our economy screamed for 3 years. I get all of that. I voted for him 4 times. Stop it. When he said the words, the 8-year assault on your Second Amendment freedoms has come to a crashing end, I believed it. I did. And I'm upset about that. I'm not happy about that. I've talked to y'all a smidgen about that. The bump stock thing, I'm not happy. You can say whatever you want down below. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm not mad at y'all. But I'm tired of all that stuff in the comment section about, Johnny, you need to stop talking about bump stocks. No, never will. I will never be okay with how that went down. Due process second. I will never be okay with that. Suppressors, his words were, I don't like them. Well, sorry, I don't care what you like, champ. You work for me. Public servants. I'm not okay with all 3 of those. And I think because of the hero worship, so many guys have done mental gymnastics, verbal gymnastics, bending over backwards, struggling and trying to defend the dude in an indefensible area of his leadership. The Second Amendment. I'm going to call him a failure in the Second Amendment. All under his leadership, we saw Virginia under a multi-year attack with Bloomberg money. That is not insignificant. Under his leadership, the ATF is running rogue and running out of control. Yes, I know they never did pull that letter they said they were going to pull down last week. It's still, to my understanding, let me know if I'm wrong, to my understanding, it's still up. They didn't pull the letter they said they were going to pull. All under his leadership. Now, at this point, people are going to start defending him. Well, they don't serve, the ATF doesn't serve at the pleasure of the president. Still, there's got to be leadership there. In fact, the child sniffer, before he even went into office, I know he may not. You can tell I'm tap dancing here. But the child sniffer's advanced team has already met with the ATF to make a plan for what's coming up in the coming Harris administration. They've already met with him, with the ATF. Did the T-Man? Why? Where's his leadership in all of this? I know they don't serve underneath him. I get all that. But I'm saying I'm mad. It's not good, and the hero worship needs to stop of all politicians and all public servants. We need term limits. That's the big one. We need term limits. So I'm not happy about that, and I think the whole thing comes back again to hero worship. I'm cool with the rallies. I'm cool with a lot of fun stuff. I'm cool with him hammering the mainstream media and just not relenting on any of that. All of that was fantastic, but I get to the point where I say this, it has affected us. We have now created, he in some part had a big part in it, created a culture where our backs are against the wall. We are reeling in many ways. Still, right now, not legal in a lot of places. A little piece of metal. This should have been gone a long time ago. The NFA should have been repealed a long time ago. I will not relent until all 20,000 laws are off the books in the areas of the Rudy Tooty Point and Shooties. So for me, I want to say this. It affects you and it affects me. Again, our backs are against the wall. We are having to fight daily. I've had friends having to fly to Georgia to knock on doors and try to fight this fight, partly because of protecting or in order to protect the Second Amendment. I'm not happy. The 8-year assault, yeah, it had just gotten ramped up. I'm not happy with any of that, and I just want to say this. I'm going to end with this, and I'm going to show you. I've already shown it to you once, but let me say this. It affects your life right where you're sitting. I have a lot of friends that watch this channel with their wives or with their spouses or kids, and everybody that's watching this on your TVs and smartphones, your tablets, your computers, it affects all of us. We can't even buy ammo right now. We have, and that's for a lot of different reasons. It's complicated, but it's all been under the T-Man's leadership. I'm disappointed, I really am. And I'm thankful for the Founding Fathers and that document called the Constitution, because regardless of who's in the Oval Office, we are moving forward to protect, preserve, and defend this republic, regardless of who lives in that big old White House. Where are you at? Let me know right down below. Let me get my magazine back in there. Then there we go. Regardless of who is in the Oval Office, to anyone that is against us, I think y'all have seen this one a time or two before. It is the Tavor X95. It's a fun one. To anyone that's against us or our abilities to protect ourselves, and even let's talk about the good guys, to all of y'all that are arm in arm with me and a whole bunch of other people that are here defending it, to everybody, yep, we are unrelenting on these and unrelenting on our God-given constitutional rights to keep and bear arms and own anything that King George's army owns as well. Yep, even with the military. Yep, that's what the Second Amendment is about. To all of y'all, yep, from my cold, dead hands. Rant over. See y'all. Bye.